Well, welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone had a great summer. I certainly did with my family, and as you can see, we've been pretty busy around here. So thank you for coming out. We really wanted to do this to get you acclimated and to show off. So 3 reasons. We wanted to show you the changes and make you feel comfortable with the school and sort of brag about the upgrade and the changes. Second, we want to share some of the new routines and procedures around entry and dismissal and where the new grade configurations are, around the building. And third, I want to ask for your help. So on the first day of school, you've gotten to see the school, and maybe please help me, share with people in the community as they approach the school what the first day of school looks like, because we're going to use different doors for different entry points. So during this tour, we're going to keep it simple. The teachers have been really hard on they've been unpacking their classrooms, but I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to a number of people, from the mayor to Paul Hines at the city, the superintendent of schools, as well as the assistant superintendent, Megan Healy, who's a teacher here, the entire Squantum staff, but also the construction team, Lee Kennedy, the architect team, Arrow Street, and then we have Brian LaRoche here, who ties it all together. He's the OPM from PCA 360, so he's going to tag along, and so is Miss Healy. But I can't tell you enough when I say team. If I've asked or noticed something, I talk to Brian or the team, and they make the necessary changes, and you can see the enhancements, whether it's about safety, what we did to the classrooms. So much has just made learning that much closer to the century we're in, but this is going to get even better, because this will be our home for the next 2 years in what we're calling the temporary conditions. So as for just today, we're going to walk through, because teachers are still unpacking, we're not going to go in classrooms. We will have our regular open house where you can dive deeper and meet the classroom teacher, talk about the curriculum, and see the individual classrooms. But again, today is just to walk through the buildings, and I'll stop at different points to show you where the enhancements are, where the upgrades are, and then certainly we'll go through this section of the building first, and then we'll go through the modulars, and then we'll do Q&A outside if you have any questions. Brian is here with us. He's from PCA 360. He was busy at the moment, but I want to make sure if you have any logistical questions regarding temporary conditions on the new building, he's available. Miss Healy's here, and some of the staff is here you may see. So first off, you're in the new connection area that connects the 1971 wing, which will eventually go away, to the modular classroom setting. This is what is the new front door, the new main entrance of the building. Just for parents, if you have to drop off a lunch or you're coming to dismiss your child, we have this exciting new safety vestibule on the left there. You can see, and Miss Dawn, the main office is just on the other side of this wall. So please do me a favor, and let me back up 1 second. I'm excited to see parents. I really am, and I've gotten so many new friends with the team of construction workers and architects, but I'm most excited to see students in the building again, which is great. So welcome back to all of you. I hope you had a great summer. So do me a favor, before we do our first stop, if you can just wave to Miss Dawn. She's still the friendly face. You'll see her when we go through this little passageway. She's on the left, but the main door, if you're dropping off, is just outside the crab. I should also give a shout out to Shane Leonard, who did some nice mural work to sort of identify some of the doors. Shane did a great job. He's done work around the city, but we talked to him for about 5 minutes, Megan and I, about Savannah the mascot and some of the words we use every day to be positive with our positive programs around the school. But within minutes, Sean came up with an idea and painted Savannah with a backpack and the words we use on the morning announcements every day. So if you follow me, I'm going to stop in what will be the new gym, cafeteria space, and partial library, and we'll go over there and I'll talk a little bit out at that point. The other thing of note, just while we're here, and this is the piece I could help, if you have a grade 1 and 2 student on the first day of school and then moving forward, grade 1 and 2 students will enter through the doors you just came through. Teachers will be out there on the first day of school meeting students, saying hello, and then they'll bring the students inside. We're going to try to minimize parent traffic on the first day to avoid all the confusion. You'll get your chance on the real open house and obviously today to see the new space. But if you could help me, if you know or see families grade 1 and 2, this is the door they're going to. Miss Healy and I are also going to send out a newsletter by the end of the week or sometime early next week, probably on Labor Day, that identifies the doors, the signage, and what doors every grade level should go into. So with that, don't forget, everyone, wave to Miss Dawn, and then we'll meet in the cafeteria. I just heard a lot of wows over here. Whoa, like this space has been totally transformed. So what you can see in front of us here is what will be the new cafeteria space. It will also serve partially as the media center, and we've made some adjustments to how we do that. But you can see we have a fully functioning kitchen with a servery, and we'll have all new routines, which is an upgrade from the spot we had before. Just like we did in the past with the gym, this space will transform into a gym space during the school day on inclement weather or weather that's just not, that Mr. Miller's with us. We love Mr. Miller. He'll be outside on the field, or he'll have access to this space during the sound day. Some of the other enhancements around this building, you can see the acoustical panels. We can mitigate the sound for learning spaces and classrooms. In this particular wing on this side of the building is grade 3, 2 classrooms of grade 4, our CARES class and our Learning Center class, and then kindergarten, but I'll show you where those classrooms are in a little bit. So cafeteria space, media space, gym space, amazing space. Wow, what a transformation. Any just quick reactions or questions while we're here before we move on?
It looks great.
Doesn't it? I love that. It looks great.
What time's lunch?
What time's lunch? On Wednesday, we will be serving the brunch there, that snack, and then our first lunch we'll be serving is on Thursday.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
do we have breakfast here?
Breakfast will be in this space. Yep.
Green eggs and ham?
Green eggs and ham. Sure. Yes.
I was a student in the original new wing.
Right.
To see this transformation, the transformation before, and the original transformation, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
and
so bright and light, and that's how it used to always
Right.
be. Like it's
And then I point back to the Lee Kennedy team, PCA 360, and the city and the architects. They've transformed this space in what we're calling temporary conditions for just 2 years. So that should, if this gets you saying wow and amazing, wait for 2 years from now when you see the new building. While we're here and this is a bigger space, it's also worth noting, last year we worked through, and thank you in advance, and I appreciate your patience in advance, but the city was so great in the way they did all the undergrounding utility work, but they slowly worked out their way around the school, and you had to manipulate some fences and some last minute things. This year we are completely separate from the construction site with safety fences, so we live over here. Our learning spaces are over here, and then the school side and construction project is on that side. Just a little pro tip, the access point, the construction crew, I mean, there'll be different points in the day where the numbers will fluctuate. They will be parking off-site, they'll be bussed in every day, but the access point for the trucks will be on Mayflower over there. So just, it would be wise to stay off Mayflower, and then you'll see some new signage around. The city is in the process of adding signage, and maybe when we do our Q&A outside, Brian can assist, but Standish will be a one-way going this way. Thank you to the city and the mayor's office. They widened Huckins Road, so you now have some spots available on the school side, and then we're trying to move people off the housing side of Huckins Road. So just be mindful, the same parking rules apply. Do not block neighbors' driveways, that sort of thing, but you can find your way to your students' specific grade level entrance, and then help me out in the community, if you could, these first couple of days of school to point people in the right directions. So why don't we walk this way, or unless anyone has any quick questions here. Amazing, I got an amazing. Better than I expected. I have a better than I expected. But this is the grade 5 entrance. So they're still in the process. They're paving a path for our grade 5 students, and as they get older at Squantum School, we like to give them independence. So if you have a grade 5 student, but you also have a grade 1 or a grade 2 student, you'll have safe access to get them over to this section of the building. They'll enter through that room because their classrooms are right there. I also want to point out our access to the field in the park, which will remain open. You can see the construction fence line, which isn't very different from last year. We'll still have recess out here. There's some gym times that'll be out here, and we have full access to all of this space. And I think we grabbed some extra park space, so I appreciate that. I also want to say, again, thank you to the team, which is all the way from PCA 360, Arrow Street, Lee Kennedy, and then from the mayor's office on down. I was just talking to Mr. Greenwood here, and the coordination, remember, we left you on June 20th, and we've had all this work done, which includes inspections and fire and safety and the installation of, I've learned so much this summer, but to get all this done is a coordinated effort, so I can't thank them enough. I would also be remiss if I didn't say thank you to our custodians, Austin and Troy, because they've moved the same piece of furniture probably 5 times as we moved it from different classrooms, moved it out and staged. Classrooms became closets, but it was a real team effort, so I can't thank you enough. And also thank you to Miss Healy. She's been here every step of the way, and the rest of the staff that has been patient, unpacking their classrooms, packed their classrooms. So it's been a real team effort, and I'm so proud, obviously still proud of this place. Excited for the next 2 years in the amazing, wonderful, wow, trying to remember all the words you said, temporary conditions, if you can imagine that, and then eventually move over to what is a new building. Thank